Hey everyone, and welcome to AngryLarry's weekly recap show of Monday Night Raw, the ARMBAR. Angry Larry's reactions, musings, bitchings, and ramblings. We're gonna stick with that. I like it. A little throwback to Chris Jericho in the WCW days. What's your number one favorite recap show? ARMBAR. What's your number two? The ARMBAR. So, I like it. It's pretty cute. We record this live every Monday night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. After all live WWE Monday Night Raws, you can catch it on twitch.tv/AngryLarry or archived on my YouTube channel, which is Angry Larry Gaming. The link will be in my Twitch profile if you're joining us right now. So, pretty decent Raw tonight in Birmingham, Alabama. The way we do things here is I'm going to just go over some quick notes, cover all the match results, backstage segments that are of note, and then I'm going to talk about one or two different topics of the week coming out of this show, whether they're future predictions or, maybe evaluate where they're going, or perhaps there wasn't something I was too particularly happy about. And there's one of each today. Throw in some positive and some negative, but good opening. Brock Lesnar and Heyman came out to start, and they were talking about their main event match at Fastlane being pretty trivial. Brock will win, blah, blah, blah. Dean Ambrose comes out and confronts Brock, and the first time since Brock has been back in this latest phase that I remember, Brock Lesnar being in the ring and someone not being laid out. Someone coming to confront him, and nothing happened, no consequences. So that was pretty good. Dean's awesome on the mic. He is so good. We'll talk more about that later, and the speculation on Fastlane. Kalisto defeated Rusev by countout, and if you remember the days when Rusev was an undefeated monster, I do. WWE apparently doesn't. And it was all, I guess, to set up Del Rio getting a rematch with Kalisto, even though they had no physical confrontation other than Del Rio staring him down in his underwear from the announce booth. But we're going to get our sixth Kalisto versus Del Rio match, so that should be exciting. Pretty much not. Backstage, Stephanie McMahon confronted Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns and set up a match tonight against the New Day. So that's coming up later. The Grammy Award-winning Usos defeated the Social Outcast members, Curtis Axel and Adam Rose. Lillian Garcia making that the most notable slip-up of all time, announcing the Usos as Grammy winners instead of Slammy winners. And then the WWE just had a ball with that all day, just promoting it nonstop, featuring tweets and all that. So you got to think there's going to be a segment coming up on that soon, even if it's on WWE.com. Miz TV featured AJ Styles, with Miz offering the coach AJ Styles, just like he did with Daniel Bryan. Miz never allowed AJ Styles to talk. Every time he pointed the mic in his direction, he would pull it back to talk some more. This got the crowd upset. The Miz belittles AJ Styles while ranting at the crowd, and then at the end of it all, AJ Styles attacked him. And then it was announced there's going to be a match on SmackDown, AJ Styles versus The Miz, so that pretty much set that up for some reason. 10 minutes to set that up. Brie Bella defeated Charlotte. WWE Divas champion Charlotte was pinned clean by Brie Bella. We'll, know when I said there's going to be some good and some bad? We'll touch more on this later, and then we'll decide which one it is. Big Show beat Eric Rowan, and after the match, the Wyatt family took out the Big Show. Luke Harper super kicked Big Show while standing on the steel steps, or the top two steps when he pulled it off of the steel steps. And then Rowan and Braun Strowman slammed Big Show on top of the steps thereafter. No Bray Wyatt tonight, or Bo Dallas. They're with their family back in Florida. Blackjack Mulligan, their grandfather, and the father of Barry Windham, father-in-law of Mike Rotundo, is seriously ill right now. So they're ill enough for them to leave Alabama and be with the family. So I hope everything turns out all right with that. He's been sick. He had something with like a little pressure thing, like the bends or something, and then it's had complications since then. Heart attack, I believe. It's looking bad, but hopefully he pulls through, and the boys will be back on the road soon. Backstage, Triple S, yeah, Some people might have called him Triple Ass, but let's not do that to his face. Triple H asks Brock Lesnar if Suplex City is getting soft. Basically mentioning the fact that I said before, like, Dean Ambrose was in your face and you didn't do anything about it. Is that the first, it's the first time that's really happened. So they highlighted that thought I had from earlier in the show. Sasha Banks defeated Becky Lynch, I think, by disqualification. It was one of those things where there was a DQ, but never really a clear winner announced, or I didn't really pay attention to it because I was focused on what was going on in or outside the ring. Sasha Banks came out first and gave an independent woman speech saying it was basically a scripted shoot, saying she's sick of being in the back, sick of watching other people take her spot where she rightfully belongs and stuff like that. But she's out there to do it now, do it on her own. Naomi and Tamina had issues with this, saying that they want the same thing. And then basically they all got together, did their unity thing. Sasha asked if they have her back. Of course they said yes. They went to the outside. And then after Sasha threw Becky to the outside, referee turns to Sasha to stop her to going from following, and Team Bad circle Becky Lynch. But instead of attacking Becky Lynch, Sasha slides outside, gets between them, says, "No, not like this. I don't need your help. I didn't ask you to be here." So after asking if they had her back before, now she doesn't need their help. And Team Bad attacks Sasha. Becky Lynch makes the save, and they both stand in the ring, fending off Team Bad. So we'll talk more on that a little bit later. But the main event in BOOTYham, Alabama, yes, BOOTYham, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns beat the New Day when Dean Ambrose hit Dirty Deeds on Big E after Roman Reigns super punched Kofi Kingston and cleared the ring. This led to Lesnar coming out after the match. While they were staring down Lesnar inside the ring when Lesnar was out on the ramp, New Day attacks him from behind. Dean Ambrose was left in the ring. Roman Reigns was taken outside the ring. And then next thing you know, Brock is in the ring and he F5s Dean Ambrose as it goes off the air. So a couple news and notes items here from the fallout, if you will, of this show. I very much like how they are promoting the Fastlane main event. It seems inevitable that Roman Reigns is going to come out of Fastlane as the champion and then take out Triple H at WrestleMania and once again be your 3-time WWE Heavyweight Champion. But they're doing such a good job with Dean and Brock here too, that you really could make a solid case for any of them winning if you don't really want to forecast the future or go based on rumored matches you've heard for WrestleMania and stuff like that. Brock is the beast. He needs no promotion. He's destroying people at will, except for that one time he destroyed the Wyatt family, which leads to the speculation of the WrestleMania rumors and things like that. Dean Ambrose has been phenomenal. Like I said, he's great on the mic. He works his ass off in the ring. And he has quickly become a top main event guy in a WWE world where there's very few of them now. And he's really done it on his own. He's gotten the spotlight and the stage that were provided for him, but he hasn't gotten that push or that rub. He's got the Intercontinental title, but leading up to that, all of his matches are so solid, so good, that I feel like he's basically being pushed on his own effort and hard work now, and thus makes a legitimate heavyweight contender or world championship contender that the fans can buy, believe in, and support. And I think that's huge. And you saw it when he had faced off with Brock Lesnar. Crowd was going nuts. At Royal Rumble, he faced off against somebody else. The crowd was going nuts. I forget who it was. And it made you open your eyes that Dean Ambrose is legit. And all the fans, like the hardcore, pure wrestling fans in us, all know he's legit. But now it's kind of like the casual fans, the, no wrestling exists outside the WWE universe fans. They're all on board with Dean Ambrose, and it's pretty good. And if he wins, it brings up a lot of interesting dynamics. You can finally have that Roman Reigns heel turn that everyone really thought was going to happen months ago, or that was the Dean Ambrose heel turn, but the split between the two brothers that you thought were going to have months ago, it could finally happen as a result of Dean winning, and then jealousy and stuff like that plays into it. Triple H could even finally crack Roman Reigns' armor and get in his ear and then become a corporate guy as well. He had a corporate persona in NXT in the very few appearances he had in NXT before the Shield was involved, where he was very arrogant, very cocky, and it was awesome. He hasn't had that in WWE, and it's a character he can play and do it well. So that's an interesting turn. And then you also have, the ho-hum, saw it coming mile away, Roman Reigns victory at Fastlane. That really is not that interesting. But where does Dean go from there? If Brock Lesnar is going to go over to fight the Wyatts, and Roman Reigns is going to fight Triple H, where does that leave Dean? Probably an Intercontinental title match. I mean, maybe they do another Intercontinental ladder match and try to one-up the one they did last year. That'd be okay. I think a U.S. title match, ladder match, would be pretty good, coming off the Slammy Award-winning Kalisto move for the OMG Moment of the Year, stuff like that. But it's good. And bottom line is, they're making these three guys look like serious contenders and really trying to push that point, right out the TV, right into your eyes, basically. Just they're opening up the TV screen and Vince is just shoving it in your eyes. But I don't even know what that means, but we're going to go with it. It doesn't really work, but I said it like 4 times, so it's okay. So it's good stuff. I'm interested in seeing where this goes week to week, if Brock's even there next week, or what they do. Eventually, they're going to have that moment before Fastlane where Dean and Roman question each other's loyalty, brotherhood. But I like what they're doing, how they're standing united, and they're not letting Stephanie, break them up or cause jealousy with the whole sidekick stuff and calling Dean sidekick or whatever. I like that. And I really think it's a shame if they do turn them against each other, because it's something that wrestling hasn't really had in so many years. Just two dudes who just have each other's back, and then hasn't led into a heel turn storyline. Pretty much everyone has ended that way, but we'll see how that goes. A lot of weeks left before WrestleMania, and a couple before Fastlane, so it should be good. So now moving on to the Divas here, and this is where I kind of get a little bit cynical, or a lot cynical, because I am such a women's wrestling fan from Shimmer, Shine, Stardom, All Japan Women's Wrestling back in the 90s, even NXT women's division is obviously awesome. Even TNA's knockouts, they're pretty good too. But here's where I have the issue with Raw. They have 1.5 segments a week on average between the two main shows. And they've been all over the place since this self-proclaimed Divas Revolution, where you had just endless 3-on-3, 6 Diva tag team matches and three-way match, whatever, 9 Diva 3-way matches. I don't even know how you properly promote that. It's been a mess. You had Paige turn on the drop of a hat. You had Charlotte turn on the drop of the hat on Becky, or at least there was no it just snap turn. You kind of built it up over a couple of weeks, but she went heel on Becky almost instantly. Claiming after she defended the championship against Paige, and Paige turned her back on Charlotte. Charlotte turns her back on Becky. It's just a rehash storyline that's so condensed, and everything feels so inconclusive when they do it. You have Natalya on TV, not on TV, on TV, not on TV. So where does she fit in the picture? Because every time she's out there, you're pushing her towards the top tier of divas, and then you're not following through with anything legit on her. You supposedly had Paige attack her backstage, and then it was revealed to be Team Bad, and then I guess Natalya gets hurt, and that storyline just absolutely flew out the window. Paige got hurt. You didn't see her for a while, and then all she did was wrestle a Total Divas promoted match last week that was basically a commercial for the show. Now you have Brie Bella beating Charlotte, and Sasha Banks splitting from Team Bad to kind of aligning with Becky Lynch, like a frenemy situation or something, with no tag team titles in sight. So if there was tag team titles involved, Team Bad versus Becky and Sasha would be awesome. Charlotte could maybe fight Brie Bella. Fine. But you still didn't conclude anything. You didn't really conclude Charlotte Paige other than Charlotte beating her on their first pay-per-view match. You didn't conclude Becky and Charlotte because you continued Becky and Charlotte after that match and then going into the Raw the next week. And SmackDown, I believe, too. I believe Charlotte attacked Becky in SmackDown, or that might have been Raw. So I'm getting a little bit confused here because it's not making sense in my mind, because it's not making sense on TV. Now you introduce Sasha Banks into the mix to quickly put Sasha Banks with Team Bad as you're putting Charlotte with Brie Bella, and then now Becky Lynch is side by side with Sasha Banks. So storyline-wise, nothing makes sense here, except if they're going towards a chaos, anarchy, anything can happen at any time sort of Divas thing for Fastlane, a battle royal, as the Duke suggested to me. I really have a hard time with that word, but yeah, I guess. But do you have a triple threat match for the men's number one contender and then the battle royal for the female, for the Divas number one contendership? Is this all going to lead to like a free-for-all battle royal at WrestleMania again? Because you're going to have one spot for the women on a 4-hour show, so might as well just put them all in the ring at one time. When are we going to get a Divas Revolution that promotes the wrestling part of women's wrestling? Well, that's not even a word in the WWE dictionary, but when are we going to get wrestling storylines? A champion who's a fighting champion who... Nikki Bella was the fighting champion out of all this. Charlotte... she cheated too, but still... I mean, I'm like rambling here because I'm trying to make sense of what's happening and trying to make sense of where they're going to go and then trying to put some logic behind it, and there is none. The best possible logic behind this Divas division right now is all names go into a tumbler, you pick one, that's the person who wrestles Charlotte, and then you have another tumbler that has results. And this week it landed on Brie Bella pinning Charlotte in the ring with the lead pipe, and Ric Flair dancing on the ring apron because Ric Flair is the biggest heel diva in the division right now, so you had to include him. I want Charlotte versus Becky. I want a conclusive winner. I want then the winner to go on and fight somebody else who probably had won another match to promote them up the rankings to necessitate the need for the title to be defended against them. Charlotte beats Becky. That's fine. Sasha beats Natalya. Great. Charlotte fights Sasha. Simple as that. Brie Bella then fights Becky. You know what I mean? Naomi fights Alicia Fox. Those two winners fight each other. There has to be some sort of logic here, and there can't be because there's too many girls in the division and there's too few slots on TV. And that's where it all goes downhill. If they had a women's tag team title, then it opens up more dynamics. You can do more with the girls in the division, and you can even put that title and have that title change hands on Superstars and Main Event. So it kind of adds to those programs. It adds to the Divas division, and you can do better and longer storylines without needing to just cram every girl into the mix and just have like one result and then like kind of like a mind wipe, like just like total brain wipe, erasing your memory towards going like to the next feud or the feud after for those reasons. But I don't know, they're doing so well with the guys right now, and then they continuously kill the Divas division in my mind by just this sloppy random booking that really makes no sense. And I was kind of on board with Charlotte Becky after I decided to say, okay, you know what? Let me give this a chance. I didn't like how Charlotte turned heel, but then things started getting pretty solid after that. The typical heel cheating to keep the title, and then you had the fan favorite going for the title, and then Sasha was involved. Okay, great. Now we're finally getting Sasha in the mix. Either she's going to fight Charlotte, and Becky's going to take a powder and go do other things, or we're going to get a three-way match at Fastlane or leaning towards WrestleMania. And that was totally invalidated last week on SmackDown when there was no Sasha. And then today when Brie Bella beat Charlotte and Becky and Sasha kind of teamed up to fend off Team Bad. So I don't know. I ramble a lot because I care. I really want to like I like the girls in the division for the first time in like forever as wrestlers, and I'm not getting as a fan what I'm expecting. I'm holding them at a higher caliber because I know they're better than what they've been doing, and I'd rather see them get better storylines than they're getting. So that's pretty much it. So what did you guys think about Raw? Please let me know. Comments, you can leave them below if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can tweet at me at Larry is Angry. Let me know what you think about Raw, what you agree, what you don't agree with. I'm pretty bold in my evaluation on things. Like, I have my own personal opinions, and they can differ from everyone else's, and that's fine. And that makes wrestling fun when you can debate these topics and discuss things, and then like even give a different opinion. I like that a lot. So please let me know. Comments, Twitter. Check this recap show out on Twitch every week, 11:30 p.m. Eastern, and after pay-per-views at the same time, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Twitch.tv/AngryLarry, and you can catch everything on the archives at Angry Larry Gaming on YouTube. There's a link below on Twitch, or you can just search Angry Larry Gaming in YouTube. So until next week, I hope you enjoy your week. Hope you have a lot of fun watching the wrestling shows that are coming up, and I'll see you then. Take care.